Breaking down the door, some of them were confronted by the sight of a woman straddling a man's body as she stabbed him repeatedly in the face. Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you are well. My name is Gabby, and in today's video it's about two murders committed by the same person here in the UK. These killings are especially vicious in the way that they were carried out, and I apologised in advance as I couldn't find any images of the people involved in this case. This is the case of Phiona Davis. On the 12th of October 2003, the residents of a set of flats in Green Lanes in North London were alarmed to hear a man screaming in pain and terror inside of one of the neighbouring flats. Breaking down the door, some of them were confronted by the sight of a woman straddling a man's body as she stabbed him repeatedly in the face. Noticing the people who had entered the flat, the woman warned, "Don't come any closer, I'm going to do it." According to one of the eyewitnesses, her eyes were glazed and evil looking, and she had an evil look on her face. The woman also shouted, "God done good, for this done through God." The man being stabbed was 27-year-old Keith Fernandez. His attacker was his girlfriend, Phiona Davis. At some point after the neighbours broke in, he was able to get away from Phiona and stagger out of the flat, only to collapse and die. He had been stabbed 58 times. Phiona Davis was a fashion student and member of the controversial Kabbalah Sect, regularly worshipping at the London branch of the Kabbalah Centre in Stratford Place, Mayfair, which had been set up with a £3.65 million grant from the religion's most famous follower, Madonna. Phiona had a history of mental health problems. In April 2003, she had told her GP that she was feeling controlled by the Kabbalah Centre and felt that people from it were walking around her flat. She'd been admitted to a mental hospital twice due to psychotic symptoms, but on both occasions she was discharged when her symptoms disappeared following overnight stays. There had been follow-up appointments, but she had failed to attend them. Following her attack on her boyfriend, Phiona managed to evade capture and leave the area. She resurfaced the next day at her great-grandmother's home in Spencer Grove, Stoke Newington. Neighbours saw Phiona outside the home of 81-year-old Mary Skirrett, screaming, "I am God, I am the benevolent one, burn the demons and burn her," as smoke billowed from the windows. When the firefighters arrived, Phiona held out her hands, and I quote, "like Jesus," and tried to prevent them from entering the house, shouting, "Only God can judge me in the heavens." Getting into the house, despite Fiona's attempts to stop them, firefighters found Mary lying in a pool of blood in the hallway. It was later discovered that she had been stabbed 130 times. Crucifixes and women's jewellery had been laid out on the floor, and a palm cross had been left by the front door. A total of 4 fires had been set in the house, and all the gas stove's rings were on in the kitchen. Phiona was promptly arrested by the police when they arrived. As she was taken away, she screamed, "You can arrest me, but you cannot punish me. Only God can punish me." Later on at Stoke Newington Police Station, she attempted to strangle herself, shouting, "I am the Messiah and King of Kings. I will forgive you all," at the police, and smeared crosses on the cell walls with excrement and blood. Following her arrest, Phiona was examined by psychiatrists, with her telling the doctors that Keith had been a robot and her great-grandmother, Mary, was the devil, and that she'd attacked them because she thought that Judgment Day had arrived. She denied all of the charges of murder and arson. Phiona Davis appeared at the Old Bailey in London in September of 2004, where she was found not guilty of both the 2 murder charges and the arson by reason of insanity. renowned forensic psychiatrist Professor Nigel Eastman having described her as one of the illest people he had met in his 20 years. In court, Judge Martin Stevens told her, "When you committed these appalling acts of violence, you were suffering from a severe schizophrenic illness." Although found not guilty due to insanity, she wasn't allowed to go free. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was given a hospital order under Section 37 of the Mental Health Act with a Section 41 restriction, meaning that she can never be freed without permission from the Home Office, and was sent to the High Security Broadmoor Psychiatric Hospital. So that was the case of Phiona Davis, an incredibly mentally ill person who committed horrific murders in her belief for the good of God. I do wonder, if she hadn't been involved with the Kabbalah Sect, would she have done what she did? Maybe she would have regardless, but it may have also heavily influenced her actions due to her unstable mental state. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you like true crime and like the videos that I upload. But until I see you again, please be safe, be well, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.